Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing so that you get notified of future videos. Like this video, that's the only way that you can notify or motivate me to continue making videos. If you're looking for robots, indicators, strategies, and things like that, please go to the two blogs. Links are in the description. We've stopped posting videos of robots and indicators and stuff like that because the owners obviously were not impressed by us, but we're still posting on the two blogs, so hopefully you can find what you're looking for there. If you cannot find it there, then you can always come back and leave a comment in the comments box below. Okay, so let's get into today's video. Somebody asked about how they can get started with the MetaEditor, the program that is used to make robots and indicators for MetaTrader, for the MetaTrader platform. I will not talk much about the MetaTrader platform, MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. There's a lot of videos and content online already about the platform. But what I probably want to emphasize is this. I don't know if you can see it. That's the editor. If you click on there, so the platform generally comes with its own editor where you can basically create indicators, robots, experts, and things like that that you can use to help your trading. How do you get started in this? The MetaEditor uses the MetaTrader language, which is basically, if you are familiar with C#, it's called C#. I think it's represented by a C and two plus signs. The C# programming language. Many people who are fluent in C# can easily write code in MetaTrader, but it doesn't mean that you cannot as well. It just needs you to dedicate probably, say, 6 months. Maybe that's too long, but what I'm trying to say is you just need to find time to dedicate to learning all the aspects of the MetaTrader language, the programming language, and anybody can do it. One thing about programming is you do not need to be this massively intelligent person in order to grasp the concepts. If you can grasp the concepts, you can definitely understand how to write these programs and systems. For starters, and this is just to motivate somebody looking into getting into writing forex robots, forex indicators, and systems like that. You do not have to learn all the code at first. Basically, you can motivate yourself as a start, say, by editing indicators. Yes, many of you just take indicators and you just use them as they are, and sometimes you're not happy with the indicator the way it is, the colors, the text that is showing, and things like that, and sometimes you're wondering how you can change it or tweak it using your own settings. So this video is basically to show you how you can easily do that. Again, you don't need to be an expert with the MetaTrader language to be able to do some of the things. So I'll pick an indicator and just drop it onto my chart there. This is an example. So we have this indicator. It basically plots out your channels for you and your trend lines. You can see there. Let's go to H4, maybe daily. You can see what the indicator does. However, the indicator, you can tell there are too many colors. Of course, the colors are useful because the blues tell you that there's a rise in trend, and the reds will tell you when the trend is going down. It's all fine and good. But sometimes you probably are having other indicators and stuff like I do. Sometimes I want these trend lines to be in the background. I want them in the background. I don't want them like flash, like too colorful here. Everything is now too colorful for me. And I want my charts to be cool and calm. So this gives you an idea of basically how we are going to change indicators, and you can take this knowledge into all other indicators that you're getting from the internet. However, you should note that it's only possible to edit indicators when you have an MQL4 file. Hopefully I say that correctly. But if you have the I'll say the template file, it's usually something something, the name of the file, and .mql4 or mql5. The .ex4 or .ex5 files, those are hard to edit because you first need to decompile them, and decompiling them takes the work of an expert with this language or an expert hacker. But if you have an indicator or a robot or a forex robot, and the person has supplied you with an .mql4 or mql5 file, then you have the template, the code template, so you can easily edit that. So say you downloaded an indicator online and it comes with MQL4, like in my example here, it's actually an MQL4 file. It's easy to edit this file. You can either go to your MetaQuotes language editor, and you can find the file from there. You open data folder, or you whatever you do, you can find your file from there. Or what I usually do is simply go to this section and I right click. You right click and you click on modify, because that's what you want to do. It's already created. Now you simply just want to modify the file. So you click there. It's going to take some time to load depending on the speed of your machine. So it's now loading up, or it is actually loaded up. So that's the code that's running this indicator. This indicator is being run by this code. So let's go up to the start. So this is the basic information about the developers and the year and the person who developed this indicator. So okay, I correct myself. It's MQ4, not MQL4. It's MQ4. So you need an MQ4 or MQ5 file. Definitely not the .ex4.ex5. So you basically need MQ4, or this is for MetaTrader 4, or you need MQ5 for MetaTrader 5. Then some of this information to even to the untrained person is easy to understand. For example, you can tell here color TL. That's basically the color of the trend line, and it says it's blue. So there's a trend line that's going to be plotted with a blue color. If we come back to our chart, we can see there are 4 trend lines with a blue color, or 6 trend lines on this chart with a blue color. It might change as we go down or when we change the time frames, but you get the point. There are going to be trend lines that are going to be plotted in a blue color. So we have one blue, a second blue, then we've got a red, another red, then we have a green and a violet. All these colors are there. We've got a violet, we've got a red, and a green, and a blue, and a blue. All these colors are there. So what do I want to do? I want to change the indicator color to gray. I simply come here and say gray. Copy and paste. I'm changing everything to gray. I said I usually don't like my charts to be colorful, so I'm changing everything to gray. Okay, so now we have changed the color. This is section dealing with colors. Now this is a video just to motivate you guys to learn the MetaQuotes language. So what do you want to do? We click save, but we are not going to save in case there are errors that we have created when we edited the code. So we are basically going to save a new file so that we can keep the original file undamaged or unchanged. So we're going to save a copy of that original file. So you go to save as, we are in the indicators folder, and we're going to say 1VS channel trend 2. Now we know the channel that the indicator that we have tweaked is trend 2, and we save. One thing that you can also do to see if the tweak that you did, if it's correct, Some of these things I'll get into them in the future, but this is just to show you how easy it is to tweak these indicators. If you don't like anything about them, you can always come back to compile here and you click compile, and these are some of the errors it picked up. You can see the errors, 4 warnings. So we should be okay. We'll see when we load the indicator on the chart. But if we had red triangles here, if we had red triangles here, we would definitely know that something did not work out. Since here we're just changing the color, everything should be smooth. Problems usually start when you start changing values with the objects and other values with some of the code. We'll get into some of these things. Like I said, this is just a video to motivate you to start reading around this language. If you are thinking about writing your own code, writing your own robots or indicators, this is just a video to show you how easy it can be to just tweak some of the things that you don't like on the indicators, like color or the values or the values. um, right now we are dealing with color, so let's finish up with color. Then in the next video I'll show you how to change values. So we come back here, we have our indicator there, trend 2. So let's remove this indicator and see if anything changed. So we are going to pick our second indicator and we are going to load onto our chart. You see, now it's gray. So this is basically how you can change the color on your indicator. This is how to change the color on your indicator. If you don't like the colors that somebody used with the indicator, if you have an MQ4, MQ5 file of that indicator or that robot, it's very easy to just find in the code where it talks about color. Where it talks about color, usually you find the color element. Either it will be a section like this, or it will say object color, or it will have object color and it will tell you the current color that has been used, and you can simply change it to the color that you want. And after that you must come and save as a new copy. Don't save like replacing the original file that you have, in case you do something wrong and you will not have access to the original file. So always remember when you are tweaking these things to save your tweaks as a new file. So you can see there all my indicators are now gray. So I would actually go back and change this to a dim gray. Like I said, I try to make sure that everything on my charts is cleaner and it's not too colorful. It's not too busy in front of my eyes, because what's important for me besides the indicators on my charts is this: the structure, the price structure, what price is doing. I want to be able to see that first before I can consider what the indicators are doing. So I cannot have the indicators competing with the structure for attention. That's why I usually set my indicators to dim gray or gray. I don't know why it doesn't want to load. Let me load it again. So that's why I set my indicators to grays or dim grays, so that they just stand in the background, so that they are not competing for attention with my price action. Okay, so I hope this motivates you to want to take up this task of learning this language. If you are new to programming, it's not very hard to learn. There is a glossary online from MetaTrader of everything, what this means. These are integers, this is bool. Everything is online that explains all these things. And it's not going to take you more than 2 months of dedicated time to have a basic to mid-level understanding of these things. Of course, the more you practice and the more you explore this thing, the better you are going to become at your programming. So I hope this video motivates you to take up this language. In the next video, I'll probably show you how to just change values on an indicator so that you can tweak it and it conforms to whatever you want. Okay, until next time guys, subscribe, like the video. Bye.